Welcome to Mamamoo News in depth. This is about Solar and Matahari, the musical. It's coming up. It's gonna premiere May 28th on a Saturday. So let's first talk about what this musical could be about. Like, who is Matahari? She's a Dutch-born woman, girl, born in the Netherlands. She's the eldest and only daughter from 3 younger brothers. Basically, she was very, very loved. Her dad loved her so much. She was daddy's little girl, his little princess. He spoiled her a lot, and he just really liked to boast. So he was actually a hat maker, but everyone in the town would mockingly call him the Baron, which is like some kind of, think of like his royalty or something. This is in the early 1900s, probably even late 1800s even, when she was born. So then she even got like a carriage with like goats pulling her carriage around. Like, that's how spoiled she was. And he's just like a hat maker, and he's not too poor, but he's not exactly rich either. But then he got into bankruptcy, and so he left the family in shame. And then like a couple years later, her mom dies of tuberculosis. So she ended up living with her godfather. And then before she was 18, oh yeah, this is the goat. This is her. This is the goat and her little carriage. I'm pretty sure this is the dad. And then I don't know who the other people are. So this is Matahari. Dad went bankrupt. And then her godfather put her to school to be a school teacher, because at an early age her dad put her in like a really prestigious school where she learned French, German, Dutch, and English even. But while trying to learn to be a kindergarten school teacher, the headmaster fell madly in love with her, and she got expelled after she was found on his lap. And this is before she was 18. So you can imagine what happened. He probably I don't know. We don't really know the full details. There's news articles about it. Of course, the headmaster isn't going to get in trouble, but she's the young girl's the one that gets expelled. Absolutely ridiculous, but it is what it is. And then this is when her life kind of starts getting from bad to worse. These are 3, I think, the most impactful men that she's encountered with, that has like really changed her life. We're gonna start with Rudolf McLeod. So this is Rudolf. Basically at 18, she answered this Dutch newspaper ad where Rudolf put on, saying that he was looking for a wife. And so she sent him letters saying let me be your wife, very she even said it's early 1900s sexting. She would send pretty crazy for the time, promiscuous, provocative kind of letters, every night that I think about you touching me, blah blah blah, stuff like that basically. And so when they finally meet, she gets married, I think at 18, and she married this 39-year-old officer, Rudolf. And then after they had a son, Oh, and they got engaged like 6 days after they met. So yeah, so she's married now. They have a baby son, Norman. After that, they moved to Java, a province in Malaysia where she learned like Javanese dance, Malaysian words, their culture. Literally, every night there was a party and she danced with those officers for sure. She loved her son, but she really was not wifey material. She's not the kind of mom that is like willing to sacrifice stuff for her kids, if that makes sense. Like, not saying she was irresponsible, but really, you know, she grew up lavishly, like spoiled, stuff like that. She doesn't know how to cook, I don't think, either. So that's where she got her fun, dancing with officers at night in Malaysia. There's a cafeteria which is named Matahari in my city. Oh, really? Yeah, she's pretty famous. And then they also gave birth, not too long after Norman, a girl. They call her Non because I think that means girl in Malaysian. But as you know, time went on, she showed Rudolf like that he wanted someone pretty, quiet, and you know, a typical like wife, like stay in the kitchen kind of woman. And she clearly wasn't that at all. She was very beautiful, but she could not sit still and follow his orders. So because of that, he became abusive. He drank a lot. He was also poor. Like, oh yeah, because he was poor. He's an officer, but his pension wasn't very much either, and so because of that, she was also like highly disappointed as well. Somehow she was discharged of all duties of being a mother. Like, they just say that in the documentary that I watched. I don't know how that even happened. Maybe he like just like, man, whatever, I'm gonna care for my kid, you go do whatever. Maybe he gave up. But suddenly Norman and Non, as kids, they caught syphilis. And unfortunately, Norman died. None survived, though. But if you don't know what syphilis is, hi Namo, it's an STI or STD, technically, back in the day. Like, this is, you contract this via sexual content or exchanging needles, sharing needles around. I don't know how these poor kids caught syphilis. And then she caught syphilis as well. How peculiar, isn't it? So basically there are rumors that Rudolf wasn't being faithful. He caught syphilis and spread it to the family. They didn't really emphasize this in the documentary, but I thought it was wild that they didn't say that he basically, like how else would they have gotten syphilis if he did not R-word his kids? You know what I mean? He was a strange man. He mourned deeply for Norman, though, and that's probably like the only thing that makes him human. I don't know. But yeah, we know of this because Matahari, her real name is Margaret Zell. she sent a letter to her cousin Edward asking him to ask Rudolf privately why his kids spent 3 months in a hospital and were treated with mercury. And mercury, as you can see here, is what they gave to people that have syphilis. Ain't that something? To Paris. So, after all of that mess, she finally convinced Rudolf to go back to the Netherlands because she hated her life there. Java wasn't really exactly what she wanted. You know, it was at an area where like it was a lot of fleas. It was hot. It was humid. There's just mud everywhere. It wasn't like so lavish, but and not only that, her husband's abusive towards her. He like verbally abuses her, physically abuses her. I would probably sexually abuses her too. I don't know how you can just have sex with him. But they go back to the Netherlands, and then Nan becomes ill again. But this time, Rudolf kidnaps her. They go to a post office, and then they just never return. And so she filed for divorce, but wanted custody of Nan. However, since she's a woman, and this is back in the day, and she couldn't support the kid financially. And so what she wanted, her terms were that he pay for Nan, at least, you know, child support, and she'll figure out the rest. But he didn't agree to those terms, and he wanted to keep Nan, probably to do the nasty stuff. But she probably just, I don't think she even knew. But I don't know. Anyways, she tried really hard to go find like any job that she could, but she couldn't because she was a woman, and so since she wasn't able to work, even if Nan was with her, I think Nan would be too young. So she was like, like, who's supposed to watch my kid, you know, while I go to work? And so she was like, either she gets Nan, which is impossible at the moment, or she goes to Paris. Those were two options, and she chose to leave for Paris with the help of an acquaintance that gave her enough money to go travel to Paris. I think she was talking to a friend, a couple, and they're like, you can never go back to him. Oh my god. So how about I just help you get to Paris? Trip. So it was really, they were really kind. They're super kind. And this is, in Paris, this is when the birth of Mata Hari begins. She first finds a job at a circus, and so she, like, used what she saw in Java culture, and she starts, like, dancing like them, like, just kind of maybe even doing her own little twists to it. And this is a circus, not just for common folks, though. It's a circus for a very high, prestigious audience that they attend. So as she dressed, you know, and performed like this, they actually saw it not really as something dirty, but more very artsy and classy. She made it classy, basically. Also, she's not naked in this photo on the left. You can kind of, I don't know if you can tell on stream, but there's like a little divot here that wouldn't make sense for it to be skin. So we know that she's wearing like a nude, some kind of nude stocking or whatever. But it looked naked, and so a lot of headline articles spread the news about her, and her manager Was it a manager? I think it was a manager. Yeah, her manager invited a whole bunch of like journalists, high class people to come watch her show, and it sold out, and she did fantastic. What made it really popular is that the men that came, they enjoyed the nudity, of course, and the women that came enjoyed learning something from the East Indies, and that's what helped make it classy, and that's what helped, I guess, make it go mainstream. And so she got super famous. She performed across countries. She performed in Spain, even Germany as well. But then, imitators started popping up, and she eventually aged. She's been doing this since she was like 20 something, and now she's 30, and so men are like, oh, I don't want to see your old body, it's too maternal. It's very rude about it. But and then the war happened as well, which did not help her case either. France is like no longer this area of like it was pretty progressive as well. Like, they accepted women like her that were more independent, very lavish looking. Their entertainment was like that, and it would be fine. But since the World War I was happening, France wasn't interested in entertainment anymore. People are just too sad, and most of the men were actually fighting or dying or dead, to be honest. And then the Germans reached out to her. They knew of Mata Hari because she performed in Germany, and they reached out to her because she would have a large network of aristocratic men and high-ranking officers, so maybe she might be able to seduce them and get something out of them for the Germans. And she speaks German fluently, remember? But because of the war happening, she's like, oh my god, my popularity, like, now I'm back to being broke. She actually blames the Germans for her life being in misery. However, she only accepted the money, even though they were like, hey, can you spy for us? And then she was like, yeah, sure, of course. She accepted the money, but then she just never did anything with it because she blamed the Germans for this misery that she's having in her life, Oh, I ruined my joke. Hold on. Let's cut. Let me redo that. I clicked too far. I thought there was going to be another thing, but it wasn't. Okay. So she used to be with this German married man who would spend lavishly on her. And, but because he's married, his wife, who's Hungarian and very rich, she was the one that wore the pants. She's the one that brought bread to the table. So she was like, hey, stop spending my money on this woman. And he was like, otherwise I'll divorce you. And then he was like, oh shit, sorry girl, gotta go. But here's 300,000 marks for you, which is equivalent to $1 million by now in today's world. So yeah, he gave her that much money because they broke up. It's amazing. Oh, I'm so jealous. And then this is when she meets Captain Vladimir. Oh, sorry, Captain Vladimir. Oh fuck, Captain Vladimir Dimitrov. So this 21-year-old man, he was the love of her life. This is when she finally falls madly in love with someone instead of just having sex with high-ranking officers. There were other times where she was with a man for a very long time, like 3 years, I would say, and she did, like, you know, affect, how do I say this? She didn't stop her career, but she definitely didn't go to do many shows while she was with him. But this guy, man, she stopped. She hit the brakes on it. They would spend hours in the hotel room. And we know this because the French police actually spied on her schedule. I don't know. I don't know why yet, but, well, I do, but I don't know how they caught on this early. And then he had to go fight in the war, obviously, but he was stationed at Vittel, which is near the front line, and she desperately wanted to see him. However, she needed a special stamp to go see him, and she was recommended to go visit Captain Ledoux. Interesting, isn't it? How it all just falls right into place. So this is when her life gets from worse to more worse. Captain Ledoux, he's going to be our protagonist, or antagonist. He's the head of the French intelligence. She arrives and he's immediately like, oh, hey, you want to be a spy for us? I swear. She was like, a spy? Like, yeah, you have to, like, you know. And she, like, she already heard this from the Germans. So she, like, doesn't find it weird. She knows it's because of her large network. But she's like, I don't know. And then he stamps her papers for Vittel, and then he just asks her, hey, just, you know, let me know when you return. And this is when she finally starts her espionage life. So Vladimir was gravely injured by asphyxiating gas. Sorry, I have such trouble talking. And so this is when she starts thinking, like, okay, I can't go back to my old job as an exotic dancer because, one, not too popular anymore, and two, she doesn't want to. She has Captain Vladimir. She doesn't want to, you know, cheat on him and do stuff like that. And so she goes, when she returns back, she goes to Ledoux and she's like, you know what? Let's do it. She kind of just thinks like this is another chapter in her fictional life. Mata Hari was never really, how should I say this? Mata Hari is another character of her, and she just kind of learned to play this character, but like forever and ever and ever. You know what I mean? She never really goes back to being Margaret Zell either. But so she's like, hey, espionage, you know what? Fuck it, I could do it. I can seduce men. They tell me stuff all the time. And so he instructs her to go to the Netherlands for more instructions, and she's sent off to a boat. And then on one of the stops of an English port, she is rudely awakened by a British officer who mistakes her to be a well-known female spy, Clara Benedicts. I don't even have an image of this female spy, but he like looks at this photo and he looks at her, and she was like, this can't be me. That woman's way fatter than me. That's what she says. But they don't believe her, and they continue searching her room. They find nothing, and yet they still arrest her. And she's taken a train back to London well, not back, but she's taking a train to London. And before she even goes to the Scottish Yard, she seduces the officers and convinces them to at least let her change at a hotel before going to the Scottish Yard, which I thought was funny. And then she's interrogated, right? And she's like, well, it's not me. Actually, I'm one of you. She confesses, she confesses to the British lieutenant, I'm actually on your side, buddy boy. Loyalty. Like, no spy would ever do that. She's like, go ahead. Just ask Captain Ledoux. And of course, when they ask Ledoux, he says, no, I don't know any. I never eyed her. So she's betrayed by him. He's like, that's not my girl. I don't know what you mean. So it's kind of like a very, very weird situation that she's in. Hold on. My music stopped. Yes. Continue. But he does ask them to release her and return her to Spain, which is where, they were at before. But, oh yeah, while she was in Spain, she still is trying to be a spy. She's very resourceful, this woman isn't not to be messed with. So she tries to find this old German acquaintance that she used to talk to. And so, just like, hey, what's up? She ends up, seducing him and starts prying some information out of him. And he's like, this is weird. She's a terrible spy, if you haven't already figured out. He's like, why does she keep on asking me all this information? And so he's like, oh, I see. You're trying to spy against, trying to spy for the French. And so he gives her old secrets that the French already knows. And of course, immediately after she gets that information, she leaves. She leaves, and she tries to head to Ledoux. While the German guy, he messages in code that the French had already deciphered. This is an old code. He says, basically, I have found Agent H21. Oh, yeah, Ledoux gave her the name Agent H21. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, that's her code name. So yeah, she tries to head to Ledoux, but he refuses to see her. Very fishy, isn't it? And so she went to a medium. And we know this because of police records. I think they were still tracking her. Basically, the medium says, you're not going to get your money. Because she wanted money, to escape. To marry Vladimir after he gets well, and to pay for his medical bills as well. And then the medium also tells her that her end is very near. Which is like, well, must have been a really good medium. So the police finds her. They arrest her because they're accusing her of being German H21. Ain't that some shit, dude? So back in the day, once you're accused of being a spy, that is the end of your fate. It's so hard to come back from that, almost impossible. I think the reason is nobody thought that the war would go on for 4 years, and so the public opinion needed a scapegoat, and Mata Hari fits that so perfectly. a lot of conspiracy theories came up because no one understood why they haven't beaten the Germans yet. And one of the conspiracy theories is that the Germans would send femme fatales, which is basically, you know, like just very sexy women that are very provocative, that would seduce these French high-ranking officers to go and give them secrets, you know, and then they would literally what they thought Mata Hari was. It's just like she fits that puzzle piece perfectly. It's kind of crazy, almost as if she was set up. How peculiar. Anyways, she goes to prison. Of course, she pleads innocent, but she's held there for months. It's dark, it's damp. There's a lot of rats and fleas. You have a bucket for your bowels, and then a wooden bed and a wooden chair. That is your room. It was like her worst nightmare, coming from this very lavish childhood and lavish, you know, just living quarters, you know, at hotels. There's a lot of fancy clothes and stuff, like, and she loved to bathe too. She wasn't like Benjamin Franklin that would never bathe. She loved to bathe. Like, she would spend hours in the bathtub. She's even like pleading to Bouchardon, which is like I don't know what you'd call it. Not the captain, maybe the sergeant, maybe even further. The big guy, the big boss. She like sends him letters nearly every day, just pleading, you know, let me go, or at least let my Vladimir know where I'm at, or even like, hey, sell my jewels so I can buy a bar of soap. Like, please end this. And she even had a really nice lawyer friend that was trying to do everything to get her out of there. And I think there was another friend that believed in her too, but even he couldn't do anything. His name was Edouard Clunet. He was a very good lawyer, but Bouchardon and Monet did everything they could to hinder his work. Like, they wouldn't even let him be present while she was being interrogated. So suddenly, Ledoux sent Clunet telegrams that solidified the evidence to convict Mata Hari. It was, from the German military attaché in Madrid, Cal. It was a telegram to inform Berlin that Agent H21 has arrived and pretended to spy for the French. So they were Ledoux's trying to make it as if, like, she double-crossed the French. What a juicy story. How he came up with it was so creative. This is how, like, the war was fought. Through intelligence and what else did they call it? It's like a war between the higher ups. It's like the soldiers, I don't even know what they were doing. But I think even though they had this telegram, they still needed a confession. Because they show her this evidence, and they're like, yep, see, we have the evidence, you know? We got this telegram from the Germans that we deciphered. You gotta confess now. I feel like they needed a confession from her. And by the way, Bouchardon tells her, Vladimir won't testify for you. He actually was marrying a Russian girl. And of course this breaks her down. The love of her life has found someone else, and that makes her do this fatal mistake. She confesses that Krumer, the other German that wanted to hire her earlier on to spy on the French, she confessed that he did approach her to spy, but she never did. She was like, oh, but I never did actually did it. It's almost like, I don't know, she's like a little girl, so naive. But, you know, back in the day, if you were in touch with the French or the enemy, if you passed intelligence to the Germans, even though if it was useless, like, that's it for you, baby boo. That's it. Vladimir did not testify for her, but I think it's because he just simply didn't know. Like, they didn't tell him anything, or like he was just unable to because of his injuries. Not too sure, to be honest, but they definitely, I think it was hindered. He was hindered to like showing up at the court for sure, because they found a letter of him writing to her, like, you know, basically a love letter, like, where, like, why aren't you answering me? I'm like anxiously waiting for the day for your letter to come back. Where are you? Blah blah blah. And of course Ledo doesn't testify for either. Oh yeah, and so if you pass intelligence to an enemy and you are a spy, your sentence is to be shot by a firing squad. So if you do exclamation point Mata, it will take you to a YouTube link that I have if you want to see the final moments of Matahari. So this is Matahari, and this is the firing squad. Like, this actually happens. I can't show it, so that's why I'm not gonna show it on stream, but I will. I will play it. It's pretty graphic, so be wary. You're just gonna be able to hear it a little bit. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Or not. Oh, maybe there is no audio. Did I mess up? At least there's subtitles. That's my bad, guys. But even in her final moments, she like kept that character Matahari. Like, she usually when you're being shot by a firing squad, when you're sentenced to that, they give you a blindfold or like a bag on your head. And so but she was like, no, not fuck that, not wearing a little blindfold. She stared right into their eyes because she knew that she was not in the wrong here, and she took it like a champ, man. It was freaking nuts. Ooh. I can't believe that. Even the officer was like, by God, this lady really knows how to die. And after that, articles, after the articles came up and they were praising her, actually. Like, how she basically how she took it like a champ, and I don't know if people believe. I don't think people really believe that. How should I say this? Back in the day, I think people did think she was a spy. However, not she died heroically, basically. That's what they thought. She wasn't made out to be an enemy. It was just like, oh my god, she really is a spy? Well, that's wild. Like, she's so cool. That's how the myth of Mata Hari began after she died. I think she died. When did she die? At what age? 1906. So 10. Oh no. No. That's her. That's when she divorced. 1876 is when she was born. So 24. She's 30. She died at age 47? Damn! She's a cougar. Damn. How'd she get with this 21-year-old? Okay, girl, I see you. So that's basically the story of Mata Hari. Does that mean it's going to be in the musical? No. It's definitely going to be a different kind of... Why is this speaker... a different kind of story, for sure. Mainly based off of this translation for this poster. Handle my heart carefully, it'll break easily, don't bruise me in the word of love. Like, that definitely doesn't sound anything like a spy would say. Or I should say what Mata Hari would say back in the day. I think it's going to be about her being a spy, but actually a good one. She was a terrible spy, but they're going to try to make her seem badass, you know, and you know, it is what it is. Sir, this is a documentary. It's just for entertainment. I don't know if they'll even show the story about her abusive husband either. Is he even relevant? I don't know. Will she even have kids? Are there kids in the musical? I don't know. But she definitely had a lot of lovers while being Mata Hari. So I wonder if there's going to be a lot of kissing scenes. Or is it just a lot of her dancing seductively? We'll move sub these episodes. Well, the thing is, EMK is very strict on illegal filming. So it's not even like, will Moo sub? Will there be videos of this? That's like the first question, you know what I mean? So I'll talk about it later though. So I think it's just about her dancing and seducing men, and then because of her work line or espionage, rather than her actually enjoying it. Because Mata Hari actually enjoyed the sex. Like, she felt very liberated and free, and she enjoyed this flirtatious life that she lived, so. I don't think they'll focus on that. And then Armand, he's not even, you know, there's no one named Armand in her real life. So I think he's supposed to be like Captain Vladimir. And they say in a news article that he's the one to help her, or well, the only one that knows about her double life. So I think he's gonna be the one to help her, maybe even a co-worker, but then like they end up falling in love, and maybe he even convinces her to like leave the line of work before it's too late. But then it just ends up being too late because of Ledoux, and you know, she just dies a hero. I think that's how the story's gonna go. Matahari's the main point of Matahari is inspiring women to gather the courage and to do whatever you want no matter what. So I think that's going to be like the main moral of the story of this musical here. Will this pause if I play it? So here's like oh, thank you. So this is their not their first show. But this is their first production. So this is Ok Ju-hyun, which is also still the cast, still Matahari for 2022. And then this is Vix's Leo, and this is a fight scene. Basically, they were refresh. Oh my god, come on. Why? Stop. My music is paused because of some stupid YouTube music stuff. Anyways, so what happened is like these two other guys were like, oh, are you the Matahari? Can you show something to us? And I think this is when her popularity dies down. And see, they're trying to like, show some stuff. That's Armand. And I think they're trying to tell him to like fuck off and let them do whatever they want to her. And then she was like, "Oh, well, why don't you just like, you know, give me an autograph, and then, you know, let's call it quits." And they're like, "No, we're real fans." I don't know how old Leo is, but Ju-hyun's probably in her mid-30s. In this. Oh, so he just, I think he just found out that she's Matahari.
저는 물러누지 같은 곳에 갈 만한 형편이 안 돼요. 하지만 당신에 대한 기사는 다 읽었어요. 다요? 천재, 여신, 천사.
He's just complimenting her.
요망한 소문요. 더 그런 거. 좋은 것만 좋은 거. 그래도 그런 수식어를
She's so good.
대단하네요. 누구의 눈으로 바라보느냐에 따라 달라지겠죠? 아직 거기 있죠? 네, 거기 있어요.
He's so, I don't know. I don't like his acting here. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit cringe.
목격된 것 같아요. 저 혹시 괜찮으시다면 집까지 데려다 드려도 될까요? 좋아요.
But you know, like they said that in the 2016, a lot of people didn't like the storyline, and so they changed it in 2017, and they said that was a lot better. So we'll have to see. I think there's a kissing scene in one of these things here.
미안해요, 담배 안 펴요.
This is just a fan account of Leo. But yeah. That is, where is my, okay. So here's the cast. Okjihyun, Solar. We got, I don't know, like, who's who, but this is Changsub, Honggi, and I don't know which one is Kim Sung-sik. Or maybe they're the same person, and whoever made this poster was like trying to keep it, you know, even, so it's the same person. But I could only find 3 names to play Armand, and then we have 2 people playing Ledoux, which is Choi Min-chol and Kim Paul. She's born in Okjihyun, if you don't know. She's a Finkel member, but she debuted in musicals in 2005. So she's very well-seasoned veteran. She was in The Wicked, Ida. She debuted with Ida. Chicago, Cats, 42nd Street, Matahari as well, for all of their productions except for the one in Japan, and then The Count of Monte Cristo. Actually, in Matahari, the director thought of her singing, and while they were creating the music, they thought of her voice singing to it, and that's like part of the reason why she was also casted as well. Also very good and talented. There's an interesting Reddit thread that I saw. Idol overload. I mean, you know, we got Mamamoo, B2B. Sung-sik is an idol. He's from Letta Moore. Kim Paul's from Rava Dance. I mean, FT Island's not really an idol group. They're more of a band. Still, his background isn't technically an actor. Not really interested in that Twitter thread, but... Ow, I bit my lip. Here's a Reddit, if it just loads. Wow, I'm really shining today. This is bright as fuck. Oh? Hello? What is this? Oh, that's why. I'm an idiot. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Can you guys even read it? Here we go. I don't know who Moodocs are, but EMK, they're already ripping EMK apart. I knew it. EMK don't debut Idol's challenge. I'll keep a lookout for Solar because she deserves a chance, but I never expected Matahari to get the Idol cast treatment. EMK as usual. They've been pulling these shenanigans since beginning of the pandemic. And that too, the ratio is 3-1. Changsub is more familiar to the audience, so he's safe. Honggi is too. They're the EMK Idol staples by now, but this is Matahari and not some small-scale musical. Okjihyun gonna carry hard this as usual. Poor her, she's already carrying half the music industry on her back. I think they meant musical. Where are the biggie names? Blah, blah, blah. Where are the actors, EMK? What's up with EMK and not letting their veteran cast return? Is idol fan money more important to them? If yes, casting idols is not the way to market musicals to them. Oh, not the way to market musicals to then. No, I don't know. Are they so hell-bent on denying the actors their bread and butter? Chajiyeon is probably registering at the unemployment office as we speak. Slash joking. She's too big to be. I was exaggerating, but please, EMK, when's the last time you casted her? 2017. Dear Solar, I wish you good luck on this one. You'll have to fill in for Cha Ji-yeon and Kim Soo-hyung. And your double cast against the Empress. Don't make anyone regret this. Buckle up. I'll be cheering you on. Sounds elitist. I'm not gonna lie. It just sounds like, okay, calm the fuck down. Who cares? I get why. I understand that they think, oh, idols, you know, they just got a fake fan base, so like, why don't they do actors for a musical that's half singing and half acting? But the reality is, this is being directed by director Kim Moo-jung. If you don't know, she is the she's been a director for over 20 years now. She's was in Boss in the Mirror, and she's known to be a very strict director. Like, she yells at Chang-sub for, like, you know, singing wrong or whatever. She's not the kind of director that lets things slide. And she's actually the one that also showed her interest to Solar for, you know, being a musical actress. And I just don't think that she would give Solar the lead if she wasn't good enough. She has like an eye for talent for sure, and I don't know, I really trust her skills. So I don't know why they're blaming EMK for casting idols. Like, idols isn't that career. It seems like it lasts long, but it really doesn't. I know Super Junior is kind of like a famous counter argument for that, but you know, there's so many idol groups that just don't make it, and you can't just be an idol. You can't force idols to stay in their K-pop lane because they won't make enough money off of it. Their fan bases will decrease, and over time, that's just what happens. So they have to branch out to different fields of work if they want to put food on their table. Because I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, this argument is very poor, I think. Speaking of EMK though, is that my next topic? Oh yeah, no, I wanted to put in the schedule and a calendar, but I didn't have time. So here's the casting schedule. We have Solar. She actually premieres with Lee Hong-gi, so it's not even Lee Chang-sub. And then it's the next day, so she starts it, but the next day is Ok Ji-hyun, and she's with Kim Sung-sik. Hopeless just makes me laugh. A former idol's literally going to be on Broadway in New York. Luna from FX. Just let Solar bloom her flower. No need to be negative. I think she'll be fantastic. She works so hard. Yeah, it's very elitist, I think. Very, like, who cares if they were an idol? You know, if they put in the work, they can make it happen. Why does their former career or current career matter? As long as they do good work, it is what it is. And, you know, and if she doesn't, like, it's just them trying something new, you know? I think it's really brave of them to try and like change their career path a little bit, you know, or take on another type of career. And even if it doesn't work, then like fine, whatever, you know, like the other actors, the other musical actors, maybe they didn't have time. Maybe they were like, no, I'm not really like this is during COVID where anytime this production could be stopped because of COVID. Maybe they just didn't want to deal with that, or maybe they had another line of work that they wanted to do or currently filming it. Like nobody really knows. So why blame a production company? I don't know. It's very silly. Solar does look really, really hard. My God, I'm soothing my voice with coffee. Anyways, so yeah, and then so it goes from like, oh, it's every day. Oh yeah, okay, it's every day. Got it. So Solar's gonna be performing on May 28th, which is their opening day, and June 1st, and June 3rd, and then June 5th is when she does 2 performances at this on the same day. So it's kind of like back to back. The difference is I think it's with a different male lead. Yeah. Hee Hong-gi and Kim Sung-shik. Oh, when is she with Chung-sub? Oh, it's the 1st. Okay. Hee Hong-gi, Lee Chung-sub, Lee Chung-sub, Hee Hong-gi, Sung-shik. Oh, she's kissing everyone. Chung-sub. Chung-sub. Yep. Huh? Who's this? Wait. Who is this? Oh, this is our fourth. Oh, this is our fourth. This is our fourth actor that we didn't know about. We thought it was one person. How do I spell that? Yoon So Ho? Okay, that doesn't work. Maybe if I... Hang on. Maybe if I Google, but in Korean. Hold on, I type in Korean very slowly, so give me a while. Yoonso, theater actor. Aha! Ah, Lee Jung-hoon. So this is this guy. He never even came out from the articles, the English articles, so I genuinely didn't know. Uh-oh. What is this? Let me go back. So he's an actor, musical actor. He's in a lot of work. since 2011. These are all musicals too. Oh, Les Miserables. Kinky Boots? That's a musical? Gotta check that out later. Cool. It hasn't been in work in a while. Well, there you go, lady. Here's your musical actor. Anyways. Yeah, it looks like they're just performing every day. I think it'll change after a while. Maybe the next schedule. This only displays 2 weeks, right? May 28th. Yeah, like almost 2 weeks. So we'll have to see. Anyways, I also want to show you some behind the scenes stuff, or not really behind the scenes stuff, but just stuff about Solar and her talking about being in Matahari. This one I think is just silent. Oh, never mind, it's not.
너무 힘들어. 10초 남았습니다. 맞아요. 마타하리는 너무 좋지.
She says, "Oh, are you doing what Trunks says?" And I was like, "No, it's a bit strange." You know, it's hard. It's hard for her. Fair enough, you know. Doing it with a friend, it can be like that sometimes. Congrats on your first musical. I anticipated since Spots in the Mirror. I'm happy when I heard you'll do it. I saw pics, then there's a kiss scene done voluntarily by characters. I hope. Oh, this is how they do fan videos? Oh, you won't be worried and enjoy your music. You can do it.
그리고 제가 뮤지컬 무대 사진을 좀 보니까 키스신 부분이 있는 것 같아요. 캐릭터는 다 극을 위해 봉사하는 거니까 언니도 아무 걱정 없이 뮤지컬 출연이나 즐기세요. 언니는 잘 할 거예요. 현장에 가서 볼 수 없지만 열심히 응원하겠습니다. 언니 파이팅!
오! 와, 이 번역기 되게 정확하다.
I was just saying the translator is the robot translator is like pretty accurate. But yeah. So I think she's like starting to know, like, okay, my fans are like pretty damn supportive about this, which I'm really glad we are.
되게 너무 큰 힘이 됐어요, 정말. 활동하면서 너무 즐거웠고 되게 정말 행복했어요. 그 무무들 덕분에. 그래서 그 얘기를 꼭 해드리고 싶었고, 그리고 무무들이 또 이렇게 직접 와주셔서 또 응원도 직접 얘기도 막 해주시고 하니까 저도 가끔 좀 이렇게 자신감이 떨어질 때도 있잖아요. 근데 그럴 때마다 무무들이 진짜 해주는 말 한마디 한마디가 너무 좀 와닿았던 것 같아요. 그래서 계속 좀 다시 좀 일어날 수 있는 그런 원동력이라고 해야 되나? 약간 좀 그런 게 됐던 것 같아요, 저한테. 지금도 그렇고, 이번 제가 뮤지컬 새로 도전하는 것도 좀 무무들이 또 이렇게 응원을 많이 해줘서 사실 무무들이 없었으면 저도 좀 하기 힘들었을 것 같은데 너무 이렇게 든든하게 또 응원을 해주시니까 너무 감사합니다. 제가 정말 열심히 멋지게 한번 해볼게요. 네. 오늘 와주셔서 감사합니다. 조심히 가시고 또 다음 팬사인회에서 또 만나자고요. 감사합니다. 조심히 가세요.
I hope you guys can. Is the words big enough? Sorry. I had to reply to a text. But yeah. I'm glad she addressed this. Musicals is really hard. I don't know if you guys know this. Like, I don't know if it's the director, if it matters, it depends on the director, but like she said when she was working with, oh shoot, what was the musical name? It was a different musical, but it was airing in Boston the Mirror. They worked on it for 80 days. This is like less than 3 months. It was with Chang Sub. Chang Sub was also in Boston the Mirror. Not like as a guest, but he was there because he was playing not the lead male role, but like the second, kind of like Ledoux, where he was the third wheel. Oh, The Last Empress. That's what it was called. The Last Empress. He was the general that gave up his life for the Empress because he fell in love with her. Also, there's this tweet. Yeah, the director originally liked watching Young, so she got recommended without an audition. At first, she didn't know she'd be recommended for a masterpiece, so she was a bit burdened. Yeah, she really like... Oh, fun fact about this director. So she can compose. I don't know if you guys saw Boston the Mirror, but she can compose. She like is very well versed in the musical industry, and you would think that she majored in classical music because she can play piano. She does a lot of orchestrating stuff, but she actually majored in contemporary music. They translated to practical music. I think they meant contemporary music. So like pop, you know, like modern day genres, I guess, nowadays. So she knows how, I think she like can relate to these idols where like, yeah, they first started in contemporary music, but then they've learned the charm of musicals, and so, you know, they want to try their hand on it. And she became like the best in her line of work, coming from, you know, contemporary music. I think she also believes that idols can do it too, and that's why she's worked with a lot of idols for sure, and they all did good, apparently. I don't know. That's what they said in Boston the Mirror. So we'll see. She did not work with Mata Hari, I don't think. Let me double check. I'm still in Korean. Yeah, she's done more than 50. But is there a list? Does she have a Wikipedia? Maybe, probably if it's in Korean. How do I... How do I do this? How do I type? Is this Moon? Kim. I need to say Kim first. I was thinking of Moonbyul. Kim. Kim. I think it's this character. Nailed it. Oh. Musical in life. Yeah, she's worked in The Phantom as well. She also, oh, she already worked with Ok Ju-yeon already. I just want to be able to translate. Maybe the LinkedIn? Damn it. What if I do Matahari? The year of 1917, Paris. Suffering amidst the chaos is World War I, France. Great Britain and Russia. Fighting against Germany. Uh-huh. Music, Frank Wildhorn. I don't think this is accurate to the 2022 version. Aha! Aha! Can I... Oh! She was the music director in 2016. So she has worked in Matahari since the beginning. That's cool. That's all I wanted to find out. Yeah, so she got this in the bag. Also, Solar's musical practices are apparently Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from morning till night. The only rest day is Sunday. I don't think that means Solar. Oh, maybe it does. Damn, that's rough. I thought it just meant like Matahari musical practices are on all those days except Sunday, but maybe she meant Solar practicing all those days. So here is why you are here for Mamamoo News in depth. This is why you come here, you guys. I'm gonna give you something juicy. So, EMK Production has already started introducing English subtitles in the theaters live. Apparently they started this back in 2021 in March, starting with Phantom. So every Thursday and Sunday they would have like monitors on each side translating the lyrics and, you know, whatever the actors are saying, since it is scripted either way. They recognize that there's 2.2 million foreigners living in Korea currently, and it's increased tenfold in 10 years. I'm getting a call. I don't know why I'm getting a call from this. Hold on one moment. Hi, sorry. That was my insurance company telling me about how my medication's not covered by insurance. Great. A little update. Anyways, what were we talking about? Yeah, English subtitles. So, like, if you go to Korea, I don't know if it's just at the Charlotte Theater, which, is that even where they're at? I don't actually know. Let me double check if they tell us. Movement updates. Blah, 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 blah. Matahari, Matahari, Matahari. Did I skip it? Did I pass it? Nope, I didn't. Yes, I did. Matahari. She's in the trap. Fan meeting. How do you star pop? Ticketing for Matahari has begun. Aha, this is it. However, I cannot read Korean. Silly boy. Oh, it is at the Charlotte Theater. So, like, if you go on a Thursday, whenever Solar Thursday would be, let's see. Oh, hey, look at that. The opening day. Or the 5th. I don't, is she there on the 5th? The 5th? She's there on the 5th as well. The 5th? We don't know about the 12th past that, but it's like, come on. Hello. You guys, this is huge. I mean, yes, you have to buy a ticket to Korea, but I think that's so cool that they're willing to do this now. So that's what happened. Here's the aftermath. So about a year later, using this translation service, looks like subtitle production was limited due to the nature of the performance genre expressed in real time on the stage. There are many cases of changing foreign language performances to Korean. However, as there are signs of globalization, such as an increasing number of overseas export cases of domestic performance content, consideration for foreign audiences is appearing one after another. Okay, so yeah, we know that they've been providing English subtitles every Thursday and Sunday. It's a 2 meter wide, 1.2 meter long screen. That's huge, isn't it? Meter? I don't know my meters. I know inches. 8 inches, actually. Only 8. An official company says there were concerns that it might be inconvenient for Korean audiences to watch it because it was the first service to try, but there are a few complaints on the spot. It is fun to understand the lyrics of the song again with subtitles. So it's like, it looks like not too many complaints. Started developing foreign audiences earlier since 2014. The National Theatre Company has been producing English subtitles for plays that are regularly staged, like The Orphan of Zhao, Seed of Vengeance. Chinese subtitles provided on Thursday and English subtitles provided on Sunday. Foreign languages, mostly translated to English. So basically, yeah, it seems like it's like a thing. It's a thing that is happening and no one's really upset about it. I am this close to buying a ticket to South Korea just to go watch this play. Especially since student debt in America here, it's been frozen because we're hoping our president, Biden, will cancel student loans. But he hasn't yet, and they just keep on delaying the deadline to pay your student loans. You don't have to pay it all immediately. That's like right now, currently, we don't have to pay anything. Like usually we pay a certain amount every month, but now you don't have to. And it went from May to now August since COVID happened. And I'm very excited. And I'm so tempted to go. You guys. So freaking tempted, dude. What is this? Man. Let's move on to, I don't know if this is really worth talking about. I'm interested in seeing the chemistry that she has. I think just with guys, period. Is that weird? Like, it doesn't seem like she has a lot of male friends. But, you know, that could just be because her private life's her private life. And the only guy that she's publicly is known to be friends with is Chang Sub. So it's like, whoa. What is happening here? Will they have good chemistry? Will they not? That's what I'm more excited about. I really don't understand why people are like, oh my god, she's going to kiss someone. I can't handle it. It's like, what the fuck? Are you 5? It's just work. It's a character. It's not real. This is pretend. Musicals pretend. They're pretending to be someone else. Also, it's none of your business. So silly, isn't it? And hey, that's just me. You guys know what I mean? That's it. That's my Mamamoo news in depth with Matahari. Really excited for this musical. I hope eventually, somehow we gotta make it happen where they film maybe on the last day of the musical or whatever, or any day. Like, this is gonna go on until August, you know what I mean? So they have time to like set something up to stream, and they've done it before for sure, especially with director Kim Moon-jung. She's done this military musical with EXO. I forgot his name. Chanyeol. He was a musical actor in something that she was not a director in, but the music director in. And so she knows, like, you know, it can be streamed. It was streamed on YouTube. She saw like how many international foreigners were able to watch and how they enjoyed it. So I hope that, I don't even know if it's her call even. It might be EMK Productions' call, but you know, they're already providing you subtitles. All they need to do is set up a camera. It's done. You know what I mean? They could just leave it there. You know, like one shot. I would be okay with one shot, like as if I'm sitting in the back and I just see the English subtitles on my right and left or whatever, or maybe even just left. They don't need to show both. They could just show one screen, the stage. That's it. I'll zoom in on myself. You know what I mean? I don't need to. It doesn't need to be that fancy. They could set up one camera and I'm set. I'll pay for that, but we'll see. Would you guys go all the way to Korea just to see this musical? Honestly, I would. I would pay for 2 tickets to see. I want to see Honggi and Changsub interact with different actresses. So I would probably go. Where is the schedule? I would go I want to see Solar and Changsub because I think it's funny. It's so funny to see 2 friends work together, I think. Yeah, so I would go on the 3rd. Oh wait, no. Oh, but I have to go for English subtitles. So it would be the 5th. Oh man, so I would go June 5th and then some other day where she was with Changsub. If I had the money, yes. I would go if I knew for sure Mamamoo wasn't going to do a concert before the end of the year.
Just imagine.
Oh.
And now you want it. Stay with me.
I'm saving my vacation days, holding out, hoping they'll have a concert and I would travel anywhere. Oh. I didn't think they would do a concert. That's true. I think I would go. Yo, today I got my tax return. You know what I'm saying? I got paid at work. Oh my god, they're calling me again. Jesus. Okay, hold on. Sorry, boys. Okay, sorry. My insurance called again. Not even insurance. I don't even know who the fuck they are. Prior auth, I guess you could say. But yeah, the doctor immediately replied, so that's cool. I'm about to get my prescription tonight. Yay! Hopefully, if I don't have to pay too much. Yeah, I think I would. I think I would still go. I'll figure something out. Know what I mean? Figure something out. I definitely want to go. I definitely want to see Solar, Lee Chang-sub, and then Ok Ji-hyun with Lee Hong-gi, I think. But those seats are expensive. I don't know if you guys saw. Oh wait, maybe you guys would be interested in this, but oh, that does not exist anymore. One moment. That's not what I want. These blue seats. These blue seats, they're different prices on them. These blue seats are $150, basically, around there. The orange ones, not the dark orange ones, but these tan ones, I don't know what you call it, they're $130. And then S, which is like all the way back here, that's only $100. And then A is the purple, which is $70. And it's like, bruh, imagine buying a VIP seat and you sit back here. Come on, dude. Damn, bro. What is up with that? I'd be so mad. I wonder, is it sold out? How do I buy? Performance information, reservation waiting, price, reservation time, 3 hours prior to viewing. No performances on Mondays. Okay, good to know. Make a reservation. Oh, I have to. Oh my lord. Oh, that's not. What? What do I have to do? SNS? Can I just log in? Account has been verified. I have to sign up? Yikes. I can't find out. Oh well. It won't let me. They're making me like confirm with like a phone number, Korean phone number. Did they release all the tickets at once, or Really holding back July, August tickets for sale until later. Probably that. Like they don't even have a schedule out for the rest of June. It's just for 2 weeks. So I think yeah, I think they're gonna release it later. Because, you know, like with COVID, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So they don't want to like overbook and then have to cancel and refund everyone. I honestly thought this Mamamoo news would be a lot longer. Is that all I want to talk about? Changsub. Would it be weird to talk about the actors themselves? So Lee Changsub, he's done at least 7 musicals now with Matahari. Like I said earlier, the last Empress behind the scenes stuff was aired in Boston The Mirror, and that was in 2021, and that was his last musical that I know of. So he's been in musicals for 4 years now. I'm pretty sure everyone there has been in a musical already, except for Solar. So, you know, she has a lot of help, is what I'm trying to say. We're talking about buying plane tickets to go there. If you go, make sure those entrance tickets are available first. Oh, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I was thinking about going in August, but then they announced about, you know, student loan debt. I would want to pay it all off as soon as we have to pay, so that the interest isn't high anymore or doesn't grow anymore. But, you know, I could probably ask someone, a Moo that lives in Korea but knows English, and ask them for help. I think I know one person on Twitter. So, yeah, but like I said, I think they've been practicing for this musical since maybe January or even December. Maybe not December. It might be a little bit too long ago. January or February is my guess. Because they only practiced 80 days for the last Empress. And that was with a cast that all did musicals beforehand. For the main people, at least. So maybe with Solar they had like an extra month of her training to be an actress. I just really don't think she would, even if she thought like Solar was a good candidate, if Solar sucked, I don't think she would have pursued on. But, you know, maybe, I don't know. She's been in it for years and years. And she's a very strict director. She doesn't like to settle, but, you know, maybe people can change. I don't know. Let's see. I have, I don't know. I just trust. I trust Solar, and I trust the director to do a good job. And, okay, now I'm like officially done. Is there anything you guys would like to talk about the musical? Do you have any other questions, perhaps, or with any other Mamamoo news? I may have to look up when. Oops. Oh, 8 p.m. Well, I'm not done with streaming yet, Bad Company, but thanks for watching. Trying to end my stream already, bro. I swear. It's just one section and that's done. There's more to watch. From me, please. It's fine. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed. I like imagine me doing this in Mamamoo News. It can't. So I do. If there are like more news, I want this. I do kind of want this to be a regular series, but this was a lot of work. So we'll see if I can do it. I would love to talk about other things. If you guys ever want to discuss anything, just, you know, ask. Also, all of my information was based